nightmare game. Hoping Abdul and Dagger at Magic might reinvigorate the team a little to hopefully give us a decent end to the season with some winnable fixtures. At least it wasn't the team who lost to Lee, I guess.
see, winnable fixtures. This, Tom, is the definition of a winnable fixture against a team who have got nothing to play for, and you fucked it again. Oh man, I just don't understand what happened this weekend. I just don't have no idea.
No,
and they got off to a good start as well. They scored first. They were ahead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, it wasn't like they were blown off the park by a superior Giants team. They were in the fight, and then all of a sudden, then they weren't anymore.
It felt like a lot of bounces of the ball in this one went Huddersfield's way, to be honest, looking at the highlights. I mean, the Will Price try, for example, how he got to that first, how he kept it without knocking it on and stuff. There was just little elements of it. The magic was clicking for Huddersfield, and that's not happened for Huddersfield quite a lot this year, has it? So
no, yeah. What an extraordinary round of fixtures this was.
I think the one thing to pull out for this game for me is young halfbacks. That's the sort of story to talk about from this. You know, you had Milnes on one side, Price on the other, then even more from what the highlights look like, Mikey Lewis on one side and Ollie Russell on the other. They looked really, creative, ambitious together as well for both sides. They look like they will work together. They just seemed like there's an optimism there. Maybe not always defensively yet, but that you've got these young halfbacks. I think the oldest of them is maybe Russell is about 22, 23. Price is only 18. Lewis and Milnes fall in between somewhere. I think 2021. But that's a positive for the competition as much as anything, that we've got young halfbacks that are talented, that aren't scared to play, and that are pulling it off in the matches as well.
Yeah, can't disagree with any of that. But
I don't have anything else to say about the game.
No. There you go. Should we do the standings?
Yeah, and do you know what? They are some serious. We've got some serious updates to give, I suppose, in the standings this week. People, head over to Super League Pod on Twitter. I'll put the picture onto Facebook and Instagram as well. I've done a little graphic inspired by our statistical guru Neil, and then requested by Rob that I put it out in some sort of way on Twitter, where it shows what everyone could end up with if they won how many games. So if they won no games, 1 game, 2 game, or 3 games. Of course, it's assuming that everyone plays the final 3 games. We're being optimistic around that, and it's assuming no draws, because that's just too many columns in a spreadsheet to put on a graphic. But basically, draws won't significantly change the positions for any of these people that they're in. So I'll put that picture up, but it's already on Twitter. If you go and look at the media button on our Twitter profile, you'll see a picture there of a spreadsheet. But Catalans are top on 90%. The lowest they can now finish is second. If they beat St Helens at Magic, they will be the League Leaders Shield winners. It's been kind of semi-confirmed that they won't be handed that trophy at Magic, though. They'll get that honour in front of their home fans the next week against Huddersfield. I suppose that gives a bit of leeway as well if they lose this one but win that one. They won't have it nailed in, actually, if they do that. If they lose to Saints, and then Saints can still finish ahead of them if they only win one. So up in the air. But if they win at Magic, they are definitely the League Leaders Shield winners, and that'll be a fantastic season for them. St Helens are second on 83%. They're guaranteed to finish third at worst, but they can still finish top but they do have to win all 3 remaining games to finish top. So, some other teams will have something to say. They're Catalans being top of that list. Wyatt are still third despite their defeat to Saints this week. They have 69%. If they beat Wigan at Magic, then they're guaranteed third at worst. They need St Helens to lose all 3 remaining games to have a chance at finishing second, so that's unlikely. But they already can't finish any lower than 4th, so they will have at least one home playoff game. Wigan hold 4th place with 59%. Wigan need just one more win, or for both Hull FC and Hull KR to only win 2 out of their 3 games to confirm a playoff place. So Wigan effectively can lose out and still make the playoffs. If Warrington lose out, Wigan can still make third. As unlikely as Warrington finishing second, I would say. But yeah, Wigan
still mathematical.
Win and in for Wigan. It's the easiest of those conundrums. Leeds stay in 5th on 52%. 2 wins from 3 guarantees them in the playoffs, from what I can work out. 1 win could see them in because they have a better points difference than the others. But if both Hull sides win out, then Leeds are out of the playoffs because both Hull sides play Leeds. So that will mean Leeds can only win 1 match if both Hull sides win out. So that's the situation for Leeds. Leeds versus Hull at Magic is big. Cass hold on to 6th on 50%. Like Leeds, 2 wins should see them in. With their match against Hull KR in 2 weeks' time being crucial. Hull FC are on 47.22%. They're in 7th. They're on the outside looking in. If they win all 3 games, they could still finish as high as 4th because they've got Leeds and Wigan in those 3 games. But winning 2 from 3 might not actually be enough for them, depending on other results. So it's pretty tight for them. Weirdly, they're kind of in a little bit worse position than Hull KR in a way, because Hull KR have 47.06% in 8th. Yet if they win out, they will finish above Hull FC, Castleford and Leeds if they win all their 3 games. They have Lee at Magic, so winnable. Then they have Cass and Leeds, so it's very much in their own hands for Hull KR. It's amazing that we've got to this point for 3 games left where it's so much in everyone's own hands because of all the games where they play each other. But Hull KR in particular have it in their hands. Huddersfield and Wakefield on 33% and Salford on 32%. They're all safe but out of the playoff race. The worst Salford can finish on is 27.27%. That means Lee, who are currently on 5.26%, but can reach a best of 18.18% if they won all their last 3 games. So that means they're relegated. They can't catch the teams above them, no matter if those teams did or didn't play all their 3 fixtures. They still can't. It's gone.
The inevitable
Derek,
is now
the dream is
confirmed.
over for one more run around the track, but we might see you again in a few years. Thanks for making up the numbers.
Yeah, that's all you can say.
Yeah, and nearly shocking Wigan in the first game. That was, I guess, pretty much as good as it got for them.
That's as good as it got. Yeah.
So I don't know. When we do our predictions, we'll do it again where we say who's going to make it. But I think it's looking fairly safe for Wigan. Positive position for Leeds, and then it's probably the winner of that Cass versus Hull KR game who takes the 6th place.
Genuinely, after this week, all bets are off, as far as I'm concerned.
Stat line of the week goes to a player who had nothing to play for. Kensio with 4 tries, 6 tackle busts, 229 metres, 2 clean breaks. I don't think there's anything else that can rival that.
No, I absolutely. I won't disagree. Oh, Forward Yaha had a good week as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Player of the week. Who have you got for player of the week? Or of the round, really, I suppose.
I think I'm going to go for King Jack. I just think he was really exciting. He was not necessarily from a stat point of view, but Wellesby was really good this weekend. So he's my player of the week.
I've gone for someone who I didn't see their full game, but the highlights, the stats make me want to lean this way. Young Ollie Russell taking charge of that Giants side and leading them to a victory. And then highlight of the week, there were some fantastic tries actually, weren't there, scored throughout the games that we've just talked about. Probably none more exciting than the George Williams one. Ken Seo might have a word about that though. But I'm going to go personal on my highlight of the week because the Gildart and Singleton tries, that was Wigan scoring tries actually from decent attacking play. So it's been a long time, man.
I can understand your feelings on that one. I'm going to go for the try that had me clapping, and the try that had me clapping at the end of it was Percival's try, just because it just felt really smart. As good as the Williams try was, it was the Percival one that I kind of really, really, really enjoyed. So I'm going to go with that one.
Cool. Predictions. I went 1 from 6. So I got Catalans beating Lee.
What the fuck do we know about rugby league? Nothing.
David went 2 from 6, and that was only because he didn't want to back against his own side.
I went 2 out of 6 this week as well.
In the host Subaru, Alan, you're top. David second. Probably those 2 out of 6 did you all the world of good. Sarah's third, I'm fourth, and Tim is last. In the main Subaru, Craig, the Repat expat, leads still, but his lead has been trimmed, and I thought his lead was unassailable. But Simon Lees has really come up on the outside, and John Bennett has the yellow cap this week. So it's just all Cass fans. It's all Cass fans in the Subaru. Cass. So yeah, thanks everyone for the fan reviews and all those games though. It was great to get all of those. I'm not going to be too critical of not getting one in on that Catalan League game for, lots of reasons. Not televised, surrounded by all the other games, not really interesting. So yeah, but the rest of it was great stuff. We will now talk about the other results.
So we move into other results from the weekend, and it was the Women's Super League. It was Wigan 6, Cass 10, and I believe you were there.
Yeah, and Emma came with me, which was nice. This was a really good game, really competitive game. Took a while to get any sort of scoring. No side could really make any breaks on each other, but it wasn't through like loads of crap handling errors and stuff. It was through pretty good solid defence in the middle of the pitch for both sides. But then Wigan made the first break. Thompson with a nice bit of play set up Caris Marsh, who was playing in the halves for most of this game, did quite well. Wigan held on to that lead for a long time. Cass bounced back. It was 6-4. And then Tara Stanley, who'd gone off with some sort of quad or thigh injury in the first half, came back onto the pitch very heavily strapped up, very much not fully fit in the second half, but Cass needed her. She made a break very close to the end of the game, quick play of the ball, Georgia Roach took it through and scored under the sticks, and it was heartbreak for the Wigan players who'd already seen their captain Rachel Thompson dislocate her knee. Long stoppage there. There was loads of long stoppages. Shona Hoyle's done her ankle in. Hope she's going to be okay. The Stanley injury, that yet to see the extent of that, but boy did she come back on and do some solid work there. So yeah, several significant looking injuries, but actually when Rachel Thompson was down, Tara Stanley was helping her because Tara Stanley apparently is a nurse, so she was helping the medical staff sort of deal with what was obviously a horror situation, the dislocated kneecap. Rachel, she'd gone out to the wing. She didn't look particularly fit in this game, Thompson. She'd gone out onto the wing, and Cass had made a bit of a half break down the outside. Kind of a theme in the later stages of the game, actually. That Cass was starting to break down Wigan's left-hand side after not great kicks. But anyway, Thompson was trying to get a breather on the wing, but had to chase back inside and make a cover tackle to stop Cass going and scoring. A great cover tackle that it was, but yeah, that's where she picked up the injury. So wish her all the best.
Yeah, I think there was another injury in the York match, actually. It finished York